Welcome to the world of independent wrestling. This is wrestling's minor league, where aspiring young hopefuls dream of making it to the big leagues of pro wrestling. This film follows the stories of four hopefuls at various stages of their game as they journey towards their goal of making it big in pro wrestling. Making it in the increasingly competitive field of professional wrestling requires a combination of athleticism, charisma, and hard work. Rick Bassman runs Ultimate Pro Wrestling in Orange County, California. It is considered to be one of the top wrestling schools in the country.
We have guys and girls calling us every single day, every size and shape and from every walk of life. We let them get in there and show us and show themselves that they can take it. Wrestling's very, very hard. When someone walks through the door, you can usually tell pretty quickly if they have that spark, if they have the possibility of making it, if that's something special. What do you see yourself doing with this business?
I see myself as a superstar. I mean, I wouldn't do it if I was aiming for anything less than that.
How much time are you willing to put into it?
Whatever.
This is a test question. Whatever it takes, you can answer.
Now let me ask you this, is there a different style that you train the women in, or do they just train exactly the same as the man, no different?
They have to train the same now. I mean, the business of the women is evolving so much, where just a year ago, it was really what they call eye candy, pretty much, with a couple of bumps thrown in there. Now they want the girls to go out there and work. It's changed that fast. So what we do is we train the women just like the guys. You've got to hit hard. You've got to make everything look hard. Not like the powder puff wrestling. If you're not tough already, and you hang with this for a while, you'll be tough by the time you're done.
I know I could be really great at it, and it'd be fun because I have the background in sports and I'm very athletic, and because I have the background in entertainment. You know, wrestling is entertainment. It's sports entertainment. That's what they call it.
So her neck's gonna be killing her right now.
Good one, honey. All right. Nice job, huh? I think she'd shoe it. The way she looks. Money, 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 money. That's my baby. Come on. There's a crashing word. It'd be great to see my wife shining on TV as a superstar and having fun at what she does. And if she's happy, then daddy's happy. If she's happy, the kids are happy. I know that I fulfilled certain dreams in my life, and I know what it feels like to fulfill a dream. And I want her to be able to fulfill a dream and feel really great about herself doing it. I think they're excited to see the incredible potential. I think they see a gold mine in her. And if she can handle the training, which is going to be very tough, we're going to go places.
I pay him to say those things, my personal manager.
I could have played, like some other smaller leagues of football like I had done, but the passion, the love really wasn't there. It was either NFL or nothing. And when that didn't materialize, I said, I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go give everything, give it at least a year to move to Los Angeles and see what happens.
Come on. Well, when he first came in, he was about 320, 330 pounds, fat, but huge. A lot of muscle, a lot of fat. Football player, lineman look, just sculpted him down, taught him how to eat right, how to train right, how to supplement his diet correctly.
It's just on chest, man. It's like he's about to explode. Like you got dynamite with a fuse. The extreme kind of violent side of me was there. I mean, I got kicked out of 2 football games in the CFL for fighting, which is not good. But I'm bringing that extreme violent nature into wrestling, and I'm going to kick it up a few notches.
I've wanted to be a professional wrestler since I was 3 years old, and which sounds kind of funny. I told my dad, hey, I'm going to be a professional wrestler, and at 3 years old, my dad was like, yeah, whatever, okay. Then, the older I got, the more it started burning inside me, watching wrestling, seeing the fans, seeing the reaction.
Mikey Henderson, in my opinion, is probably the biggest miss in the business right now. I mean, the buyers are missing something by not picking him up right now. when you look what he can do in the ring with the look, the face, the body, and the age, especially, he's 20 years old. He's pro wrestling's Backstreet Boys in the making. He just needs a shot, that's all.
I have a lot more experience than some of the guys who got signed with WWF, and they got signed because they're a certain height, a certain weight, and everything else. I mean, that's frustrating because I think, man, I've put this much time into it. I'm better than that guy. I can do twice as much as he can, but because I'm shorter, I don't get that attention. I think if I was 6 foot something, I would already be signed. I remember sitting in bed at night crying, wishing, praying to God, make me a little taller, please, and it'll work out. I'll find a way around it.
I need an ETA on Chris Daniels. The character that I use right now is called the Fallen Angel. I come out dressed in a cassock. I wear an ankh around my neck, and I wear a priest collar, like a clerical collar when I wrestle. And so people visually see that, and they immediately turn against it. They see somebody dressed as a priest coming into the ring, and immediately it's a negative reaction from the crowd. In the last 2 years, I've wrestled in about 35 different states. I've wrestled in Mexico, I've wrestled in Japan.
Chris, by and large, is considered the #1 unsigned wrestler in the country right now, possibly in the world. The problem with Chris, and I use that word carefully, problem is you look and you don't see the stereotypical wrestler right away.
It's easy to think about the downside because every day that passes and you don't get that phone call, you start to doubt. I'm afraid like a company might look at me and a person at my age and maybe not consider me a good investment. They may look at that and say, well, if we hire this person, he may not have any more than 3 or 4 good years. I'm not 21 years old.
I'm doing security at 2 different, one is a restaurant bar and the other is like a strip club. And I work those 2 places almost every night right now. So, man, I'm pretty busy. But, I mean, it costs money to eat. The big thing is feeding myself. I spend, that's probably where I spend the majority of my money on food. I have rent and utilities, but food is just as much.
That's all you're buying today?
Yeah, man, I'm on a diet, trying to cut back. I had to slow myself down. Moved out here from New Orleans, which was a big move. I left my family and my girlfriend behind. So, I've been lonely, needless to say. Her name is Brandy Gilmore. I don't want to start crying. But I want to get engaged just to secure our relationship. Not that we get married for maybe a year or 2, because there's so much going on with both of us. But that way, it's just almost like, say here, I'm yours. I'll talk to you later. Love you, bye.
8. You want to win, you got to push here, girl. Let's go. 10, full, go. Come on. Up, come on. Too low.
I learn really well. I watch whoever I'm learning from, whether it's dance or whatever it may be, and try to do exactly what I see them doing.
2.
I know technically, like when I first started training with weights, Darren tells me all the time, my technique is just right on.
Oh my gosh.
I heard you wanted to win. Wasn't that the word that was out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, let's go. Let's win.
All right, what am I doing?
4 second count.
Razan McBee, who's brand new with us, is a question mark, a big question mark, but only because she's so new. And again, we've been doing this long enough now that I think we have a pretty solid take walking through the door on who's got a chance and who doesn't. You can tell what's real, and she appears to be very, very real.
2.
We had a real straight up honest talk about one thing that I thought was missing, and that was getting the body in better shape. Not that she looks bad by any stretch, but I think she'll do it. She took it to heart. Hopefully she's in the gym right now. Who knows?
There's potential here. Lots of potential. We may turn you into something after all.
I know it's not easy. I know there are hundreds of women out there that, you know, if you put them in this chair, they'd say the same thing. You know, I work hard, I do this, I do that, and they would. But I know myself, and I'm a perfectionist, and I just wouldn't quit until I got there. And I don't take second best. I won't settle for second best for myself. I think I'm my own worst critic and my own toughest coach. So I'd work really hard. Yikes.
To make $1, I'm working in a woodyard, slave labor, and working for my dad, a place I don't want to be at. It's like everything tomorrow looks good, but everything today is like down here, so.
Well, Mike's worked in the firewood business since he was about 8 years old, and he knows about everything there is to know about it. He hates it.
My parents divorced when I was 8 years old, so it was basically always my dad and I. We've had our ups and downs, you know, like everybody does. You know, I remember times he'd get pissed off because I wouldn't want to go to school. I used to hate going to school, which now I wish I would have.
I used to tell him, well, you can't wrestle unless you go to school. And it always seemed to keep him in line enough.
See, kids, this is why you get your education, so you don't do this.
You gonna slam me?
Yeah, you want to be slammed?
No.
My dream right now is just to be able to get a contract with WWF or WCW. Once I'm in there, I think I can stay there. Then from there, it's going to be to try to be on top. I mean, I'm just going to go one step at a time with my dream. First thing first, I need to get a contract.
There's probably 100 wrestling schools in the United States right now. There's probably from those schools 30 to 35 guys and girls that have a development contract with WWF. 14 of those have come from us in the past 2 years. So that tells me that we must be doing something right.
My responsibility is to find new talent and to go out and develop new talent and help develop that talent, go out and find them in the independent circuit or find someone who wants to be a wrestler that has tremendous potential and nurture that and train them to make them a WWF superstar.
Yeah, Bruce Pritchard has been by to see our shows and been to our school probably on a dozen separate occasions now. And the type of relationship is developed where we know what they're looking for now.
Never before in the business has it been as competitive as it is right now. In the WWF, we're setting new standards every single day. And once you get there, trust me, it's 1,000 times more competitive than you could ever imagine. One guy's dropped off, boom, there's 100 others over here ready to jump into that spot. So when time comes, and it is there, and you get that call and it's ready, you got to be ready. What's the big kid's name?
John Tidenreich.
John, you got a second? You're living here now, right? Right. I'll talk to everybody when we get back, because I think we may do something.
Man, I appreciate it, brother. 100% dedicated.
Cool.
That's what I want to do, man.
You're not married, right?
No.
Got a girlfriend in New Orleans?
Yeah, I want to get married. Okay. I'm solid as far as relationship.
All right. Cool beans. All right, man. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. All right, buddy.
Each month, UPW hosts an event at the Galaxy Theater in Santa Ana, California, where UPW hopefuls showcase their talent.
I think tonight's show is going to be awesome. There's a lot that's gone into writing this thing and creating it. Another note for tonight. You guys are on. You're performing the second you get through this curtain right here. Start turning that crowd on the second you hit the curtains.
WWF is a bigger production show. You're watching a big screen, you can't even really see the wrestlers that good. So you might as well stay home and watch it. With something like this, you're in the action. You feel like you're right there with them.
There it's more scripted and more glam and all that. Here it's just hardcore raw. It's in your face.
I like the violence. Oh yeah. The violence, the chops, the high flying, yeah. And the guys. Yeah.
Tonight I'm going to be wrestling Juvi. Juventud Guerrero, who's from WCW.
Should you? Learn the feet. Saturated finish.
It really is like a dance.
Okay.
There's a give and a flow between wrestlers. The two performers, the two wrestlers are working together to get a certain response from the crowd.
You want me to roll? Ready. I think I'll.
Okay. And then when you get that response, then you know that you follow with this bit of business. You kind of lead and you follow the crowd at the same time.
Watch wrestling on TV, and you watch these guys and you're like, oh, they know what they're doing. They're not getting hurt. Wrestling's fake. Wrestling's not so fake when you're taking a body slam off the top rope or just taking a regular body slam or jumping over the top rope. 20 years old, yes. But I've had concussions, I've broken my rib, I've been, messed up my knee, You're out there, you take a beating.
When people say fake, it kind of insults me because there's a lot of pain and hard work that goes into it for something you call fake. There's no fake about being picked up by a guy 260 pounds and being thrown on your back. There's no fake about getting hit in the head or the back with a steel chair. It's not fake.
I mean, when people say that, I'm like, man, come to a class with me. I invite them. I'm like, I'll pay for your gas, 4 months I've heard everything. From my ankle to a knee to a wrist to my neck to my back.
Take your bump, sell it, get up the long way, and the guy will be waiting for you. Boom.
Yeah, I get headaches after doing this. I don't know, it seems like the jarring. I hit the mat really hard, I can feel all my internal organs shake and the brain rattle in my head. I sort of have to shake it off.
Yeah, shake it.
I guess it's fake in the sense that in a basketball game in the NBA or pro football, there's two teams competing and we don't know who's going to win. In wrestling, everyone might know that Triple H or The Rock's going to win. But, I mean, what's going on out there is real.
All right, let's go get the boy. I don't know if they'll throw a fit about bringing the cameras in. Let's see here, gotta sign them out. What time is it? All right, Ty. Hi, Tyler. What are you doing? Oh, it's my boy Tyler. My relationship with my son is his mom and I. We separate. Sometimes we're together, sometimes we're not, and which makes things hard because I don't get to see him as much as I want. Let's go home watch wrestling.
Yes.
We'll go home and fight. You want to go home and fight? I'm going to try to offer my son the best future that I can. I think that's through wrestling. Yeah, I'm going to open the gate with your head. Okay. How was school today? Did you have fun? If I can give my son a good home and food on the table, that's what I'm going to do. He's not going to lose his daddy. I'm going to always be there for my son. And, I'm young enough and 15 years from now, hey, maybe him and I will be a tag team somewhere, so it's be kind of cool.
Every wrestler needs a persona. Today, Mikey is about to find out he's getting a new one.
Actually, Mikey Henderson, what we're looking to do is making him into a bad guy. Basically, in wrestling, there's a certain amount of time where guys can be good guys. And there's times, where you just feel like, hey, something's going to happen with this guy. And, what if we made this guy a bad guy right now? But the thing that I would recommend for you is, just to go and beat the crap out of everybody. Don't smile. Just be intense about everything you do.
What if I smile, but with a smart-ass type of...
Yeah, real cocky and what have you. Just like, snare, just like, make him hate you. Make him hate you. Be a smartass if you have to.
I think what I'm going to base my character around now is just hating the fans. I don't need you. I'm my own person. I'm going to sit down with Rick over the next couple of days and try to figure out the character, try to see what we're going to do with it. Right now, I'm kind of stumped,
As a well-known wrestler in the Southern California area, Chris is asked to comment on a backyard wrestling federation for a local TV station.
UPN News 13 starts right now.
Thursday night in our top story, neighborhood mayhem, backyard bashes.
For the first time, backyard brutality like you've never seen. Prepare yourself, it's bloody, raw, and cruel. Now with this Unit 13 exclusive.
Is it just a matter of time before there's a serious injury in backyard wrestling, something like paralysis?
Definitely. It's just the law of averages. The fact that they're not trained, the fact that they're doing it in an unsafe environment, trying to outdo one another, so they keep pushing the envelope, and then at some point, all of those things equal some sort of injury.
These kids put on a damn good show. They're not doing drugs, they're not drinking, they're not affiliated with gangs, shooting people. They can get hurt anywhere just as good as him.
All the professional wrestlers, they come back and they see the tapes over there and say, oh, they don't know what they're doing. They badmouth us and everything. But we are the kids that buy their pay-per-views, buy their t-shirts, buy the $35 cheap seats just to see our superstars. And then they have the nerve to badmouth us just because we want to do what they do.
They wonder why the media comes and says, oh, this stuff is barbaric. Well, when they open up the box of thumbtacks and threw them on the mat, did you think something might happen with thumbtacks then? When you pulled out the barbed wire from underneath the ring, did you think someone might get hit with barbed wire? When you pulled out the board, did you think that that person was going to get hit with a board wrapped in barbed wire? He got hit with a guitar, he could have had his eye put out. Pointless. Just blood for blood's sake. Cutting yourself just to cut. At the end of the day, they're all going to go up to that one kid and say, hey, you know, you did a good job. That was good blood. And, you know, you got to ask why you do something like that. Why would you do something like that?
I know no other mothers that are professional wrestlers at this time, especially mothers that look like her.
You know, it's great to be the only this or the first that, whether it's the first mom professional wrestler or whatever the case may be, because then you inspire other people.
It's an incredible balancing act that's going to happen there. She's a phenomenal mother, and I'm really proud of her, but we all have different sides to ourselves, and I would like to see her be successful in multi-facets of her life, not just being a great mom.
No crying, no crying. Come on now. Mommy's going to be fine. You're not going to get hurt.
Mommy's going to be okay. I think that I would do everything I could to reassure them that it's, you know, just a show. Mommy's okay. It may look like I'm being hurt, but Mommy's pretending. I'm just acting. There are probably certain situations I would keep them out of. I would never want them to be afraid that I was really being hurt. I don't know if she just missed me today because I've been busy today, or if she doesn't want to see me go in there and get slammed around. Okay, how do I get her upper body to land the same time her feet do?
It's like flipping a pancake.
It's very, very hard for kids to differentiate between reality and fantasy. The last thing I want them to do is think that it's okay to settle their disputes at school through fighting, because if they see Mommy do it, then it's okay for me to do it. That's the one thing that's real important, that I gotta make sure that they know that that is not something that's okay and it's just pretend.
Well, as I mentioned on the phone, we've got some big news for you. It's a great news. You've been at it for just a few months now. It looks like you have all the goods. What we got in the mail here, or FedEx, I should say, for you is your WWF development deal.
Oh man, that's great. Tremendous. Tremendous.
It's awesome. You're going to allow you to get off of those door jobs at 4 in the morning and
dedicate all my time to training so I want to be the best.
Here's what these development deals are about. They're putting you under contract now to continue to develop your skills. It's a time for you to really even focus more than you've been doing already and kick some serious ass. Not many people get these. It's amazing to get one. It really is.
I'm honored. Great.
Congratulations.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
It's some good stuff happening. Developing a wrestler is a lot more than just putting them in the ring. The training in the ring is first and foremost, and there's so many other facets to that.
Well, I mean, we do have the class that we go to weekly. It's called promo class. And that's when you get up there and talk for 30, 45 seconds or a minute, like they do on the Monday Night Raw, Thursday SmackDown.
Are you sure you wanted that?
The show is filled in between the wrestling by these little segments.
I don't fake it, I break it.
Every single time John is going to point his finger, every single time that he starts talking about being the biggest and baddest, there needs to be purpose behind that.
Look at me. Marvel at my size, strength, and ability. I stand a colossal 3.
In our wars, we take no casualties and always win.
So let's say that monologue again, and I want you to start pointing the finger at me. It's you and me right now. You hate my guts. You want to tear me apart. Train wreck ready to happen. Let's rock it. Okay, come on, get serious. Let's go. You hate me. Let's go.
Look at me. Marvel at me. I stand a towering 6 feet 7 inches tall, and I weigh a colossal 300 pounds. When you step into the ring with me, it's going to be a war,
not going to be no game. I'm going to take your ass to hell and back. To hell and back. And when you get back, you know what it's going to be? Triple H is going to be game on your ass.
Serious business right there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Big Swag and crew. We are speaking to WWF signee and UPW wrestler John Heidenreich on the Comedy World Radio Wrestling Network. But you've come out, how long have you been out here in LA?
6 months.
In 6 months' time, you've dropped 30 pounds. You're ripped to shreds. You've gotten some acting work. You got to be on 18 Wheels of Justice.
With tests.
With tests for the WWF.
Yeah, that was badass, dude. If you want to keep the crowd going, we'll just drop it. I mean, everything's going great. I'm totally happy. This is the best move I think I've ever made in my life. I don't want to take too many more bumps.
B-Mark. And then the WWF, UPW, Ultimate Pro Wrestling, Rick Bass, and then the crew, we get you in front of the WWF, and they say, you know what? I mean, it's big. He may be a little ugly, but he's big. And the WWF signed you to the developmental deal. In 6 months, unheard of.
Everything's going great. I'm totally happy.
And action. First,
After 8 years on the independent circuit, Chris finally gets his shot.
I got a phone call today from one of the talent guys at World Championship Wrestling, and they offered me an opportunity to wrestle on Monday Night Nitro. And so what's going to happen is they're going to fly me out Sunday to wrestle Monday night to basically audition for hopefully a job.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Well, I mean, I'm nervous. I mean, it's an opportunity. It's like one of those things where you get that big break. You know, a good match can make you and a bad match can break you. So, you know, I just want to get in there with a good attitude and show them that I'm ready to be on the national stage, so to speak. Keep your fingers crossed.
In comparison, wrestling is every bit as hard. It's actually harder, in my opinion, because the variety of movements you have to learn are so much more diverse. Like football is a lot of natural movements. You're running, you're backing up, and you're going sideways. In wrestling, you might have 50 moves or 100 moves that are really unnatural.
Though John is on track with his training, his relationship with his girlfriend has suffered a setback.
About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had a conversation one day with my girlfriend, and she told me she wasn't sure if she was still in love with me. You wonder what happened. You're trying to figure out what happened. What did I do? What did she do? Where did this thing just crop up? I am planning to go home for a couple days just to try to see if I can gain some information or some insight. All I tell her, hey, this is where I stand. I love you. I want to be with you. I'm dedicated to you, heart and soul. And you know that. And I mean, that's all I can do.
My life changed drastically 5 years ago when I was called Born Again. That's kind of key for me. I mean, I want to wrestle, and it's fun and it's exciting, but it can also be a platform for me to share my faith with other people. And not just by the things I say. I mean, I don't want to get in the ring and preach to people. A lot of it is I just want my conduct and my behavior to speak for itself.
As an entry-level position, Drazan is brought on as a bell ringer at the Galaxy shows.
Darren and I have talked about that sleaze factor. There are certain things, you know, I have standards. I have my Christian beliefs. There are certain things I won't compromise. But I am an entertainer. I am a performer. I'm used to dancing in, you know, very sexy costumes. And I like that. I enjoy that. And I think that I would just kind of be myself and hold true to my beliefs and hope that that part of my personality is what came across.
The truth of the matter is, wrestling has always gotten over, been successful based on mirroring what's happening in society. This day and age, it's all shades of gray. We don't know really who the villains are in society and who the good guys are. So that's why wrestling works. People get to take all these things they see in society on a daily basis and look at it all in one person or in two people, better yet, facing each other and battling it out.
Big John has just returned from New Orleans, where he went to visit his girlfriend, but she wouldn't meet with him.
I'm strong. I don't need nobody except God and my family. I don't need a woman to bring me down. I really don't want to get in this conversation right in the middle of class because you're f***ing up my concentration. I'll be really honest with you, okay? Please respect what I'm doing. Sorry, okay? I really don't want to... It's over. And I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Don't mind. He's still upset about his girlfriend. It's understandable. You know what happens when you suppress your emotions? It tends to leave you down and explode. I know where I'm going. I know what I got to do. And I'm focused and concentrated. I don't need somebody that doesn't know what they want. Not to sound arrogant, but it's her loss.
So you haven't seen this?
Back from his national debut on WCW Nitro, Chris shows Rick the tape.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.